Hello everyone, this is Scarzig, and welcome back to another episode of Duelyst. We are finally back. Had to do a lot of deck testing, a lot of real life stuff kind of got in the way of recording, so I do apologize for the long gap. I wanted to show off this deck that I did build in the meantime. This is the Neutral Squad, and right before we get into the official deck list, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much. This past week, since I've been playing here and there when I could, amongst all my other stuff going on, a lot of people have been adding me to their friends list just to chat me up in game and to just like give me props and just really give me motivation to keep going. So again, I think I've done this several times in the past, but again, thank you guys so much for all of your feedback and all of your just positive attitudes towards me and my channel. So enough sappy stuff, let's get right to the deck. We've got two Aspect of the Fox. This is controversial. I think I need three, but it's really hard to make room for it. So I'll keep you guys updated whether or not I go back up to three. We've got the Snow Chaser as well. We're running the old Vanar set of Snow Chaser with Draugr Lord with 3 Cryogenesis. And then again, that allows the Cryogenesis to either draw the Snow Chaser or the Draugr Lord. So you're able to sort of manipulate the random Vesper element of the card so that it gets you what you need when you need it. So that's a pretty interesting mechanic that a lot of people have been using with Vanar lately. We've got 3 Chromatic Cold, 2 Hearth Sisters, 3 Jaxi, 3 Mark of Solitude, 3 Primus Fist. We've got 3 Silvertongue Corsair, 3 Sojourner, 2 Emerald Rejuvenator, 3 Primus Shieldmaster. This unit is amazing after the buff. Now that it's a 3/6 for 4 with Provoke, it actually competes with stuff like Hailstone Golem. Everybody knows that the 4 mana slot is really weak right now, especially after the Emerald Rejuvenator nerf. So having something like this just to give your deck something to lock down your opponent, something to play defensively to keep them from rushing you down, and also has a lot of punch that you can actually lay damage down with it, is fantastic. One of the ways Vanar gets a lot of value out of Primus Shieldmaster as well is after it takes a couple hits, you can play Mark of Solitude on it, and then it acts as a pseudo heal when it transforms into a 5/5, and then you've got a 5/5 with Provoke, and it's just continuously locking your opponent down. So excellent card. We've got 3 Dancing Blades, because this is just a magnificent board swing. You play the Dancing Blades, kills something, even if the unit doesn't have 3 HP. Just the fact that it kills a unit as it comes into play is usually a really good value swing. So this is something to keep your opponent pressured and as a good comeback mechanic as well. We've got 2 Archon Spellbinders, Jack's True Sight, and Pandora. Now, the thing about Jack's True Sight is one of the other cards I wanted to make room for in this deck was Razorback. It's a 4/3 unit that when you summon it, it gives all of your units +2 attack for a turn. And this combos really well with Jack's True Sight, because if you summon it on 6 mana, your opponent can't clear any of the mini Jaxes. Then Razorback comes down, and you've got 5 ranged units in total, just dumping the damage down onto your opponent. It's a really deadly combo, but I might try to make room for a Razorback, but one of the main reasons I have Jack's True Sight in this deck without Razorback is simply because Vanar is weak to Jack's True Sight. Vanar as a faction doesn't have AoE outside of Aspect of the Mountain and Avalanche, which are very situational cards. Avalanche only works on and affects one side of the board, and Aspect of the Mountain only affects stuff in the AoE around the unit. So they don't really have a way to deal with Jack's True Sight. Nothing like Tempest or Ghost Lightning, that sort of stuff. So the only way they can counter Jack's True Sight is to play one of their own themselves. So this really helps out with certain factions, like maybe Vitruvian runs Jack's True Sight sometimes, kind of odd, but mostly for the mirror match. Vanar versus Vanar mirror match. One of the aspects you need to keep in mind is Jack's True Sight. Who's going to play theirs first? Because they'll have the advantage. And then we've got Pandora to finish things off. Fantastic high value late game unit. And I will say that this deck definitely value-oriented, very mid-range, not aggro, not control, but very mid-range. So you can sort of switch gears. This is my normal Vanar style. So getting right into things. Oh my goodness. Versus this crazy Abyssian main here. We have a pretty decent spread, actually. I can move forward turn 1 and play Jaxi into Primus Fist, and then next turn I can follow up with the Primus Shieldmaster. Playing Silvertongue Corsair isn't as good versus Abyssian because they have a lot of small units to trade into it, so I think we'll cut the Silvertongue Corsair for now. And I'm going to hold on to Aspect of the Fox because it acts as a pseudo dispel, and I want this in my hand for when he plays Vorpal Reaver. I know it's coming, and if he's not playing it, then I'm still able to deal with this Reds. So Abyssal Crawler is actually a pretty weak opening overall for Abyssian, and I do want to do my play I was talking about with Jaxi into Primus Fist, but the question is do I want to keep the second Primus Fist? Yes, I do. Because the only reason I'm playing Jaxi into Primus Fist is just to take advantage of Primus Fist's opening gambit. We have the second Primus Fist on deck now. I can use that to buff the Mini Jax when it spawns. If he's smart, he'll move the Abyssal Crawler over here to trade into the Jaxi, and then the Mini Jax has a 50-50 chance of spawning in danger or in safety. If it spawns here or here, his general is going to have to move and take it out. So we'll see how it goes. A little bit of a coin flip for us. Grasp of Agony, very interesting card. So now, when he kills the Jaxi, that AoE damage will hurt my general and take out the Primus Fist. Very good value turn for him. Fortunately for us, we get our Mini Jax spawned in the correct corner. Alright, so let's throw Pandora back for now. Not going to need any late game right away. Ooh, okay. I was thinking about playing the Primus Fist, but I think Mark of Solitude might be better. I wish I could do both. Play the Primus Shieldmaster. I might be able to get away with it, actually, because the Void Hunter is going to be delayed for a turn. So we'll play the Shieldmaster here. Awesome. And we'll hit the Void Hunter once. Great. Do I want to attack here? That's a good question. In the Abyssian matchup, they tend to swarm you, so I think I actually want to keep my HP up. So we aren't going to attack right now, even though I do have really good advantage with the Primus Shieldmaster and Mini Jax on the board. I do value keeping my HP up. So what we have here is he can't move his general out of the way, so the Void Hunter can't attack the Primus Shieldmaster this turn. It can't get in range anywhere. So Mini Jax is able to poke it for one next turn. Oh, Breath of the Unborn. Breath of the Unborn does 2 damage to all enemy units and heals all friendly units. So he basically did that to take out the Mini Jax. So 4 mana to take out the Mini Jax is a really good value swing for me. And so now we have the situation I was talking about right in the opening of the video, where Mark of Solitude acts as a pseudo heal for the Primus Shieldmaster. Now, the question here is, with the Void Hunter at 2 attack, it's kind of annoying to take out because he can just trade it. Ooh, second Shieldmaster. Okay, that's dirty. Let's do that. We're gonna move up so that we bump up to 6 mana. This Shieldmaster will attack the Abyssian General. So now it's a 3/2. Then we Mark of Solitude to make it into a 5/5. And then we've got the second Shieldmaster on lock over here. Okay. Excellent. Cryogenesis is going to give us a much-needed card draw. So we see here, if he wants to take out this Primus Shieldmaster, then the Void Hunter will have to trade into it, and he'll have to hit it with this General to finish it off. So he'll end up taking 5 damage. He'll have to use Based on what Abyssine has available, he'll need to use the Demonic Lore, Saberspine Tiger, Blood Tier Alchemist would actually come in handy here to deal that 1 damage. Dark Transformation, okay, cool. So, dealing with that 1 Primus Shieldmaster, he's already used 2 very high value spells. With the Breath of the Unborn to weaken it, and then the Dark Transformation to get rid of it. And the Void Hunter, because, again, the General can't move, this Void Hunter is still being boxed out and can't get into the fight, because even though it has a high damage threat, he really wants to draw that card. I think that that's actually what I'm going to let him do. If I had another Mark of Solitude, then I could get even more value out of this Shield Master. I don't want to swap out Aspect of the Fox. So we'll, yeah, tell you what, let's Cryogenesis this guy. We'll get our card draw. Draugr Lord? Okay, don't need Draugr Lord right away. We can play it next turn, actually. So I guess what I can do is play the Primus Fist onto the Primus Shieldmaster, and then attack. Alright. And can't forget about the Shadow Creep tile there. That's why I only moved down 1 space. And I also wanted to step away in case he has another Grasp of Agony to combo and kill that. Oh, Demonic Lore looks like. Alright, so we're doing pretty good, but we're running low on cards. My opponent has actually had to spend a lot of cards like dealing with my threats, but hasn't really put out anything threatening, which is good news for us. Now that he's running away, I'm just going to run back towards my Primus Shieldmaster. Abyssal Juggernaut. Is that worth it to use Aspect of the Fox? I only have 2, so I think I'll hold the 1. Because I know that he's running a Shadow Nova deck now that I see the Abyssal Juggernaut. So if I run away to the other side of the board, then he can stall to late game and finish me with Shadow Creep. So I don't want that to happen. So I need to stay nearby so I can keep the pressure up, but keep myself out of danger. So we'll hold on again to the other Aspect of the Fox, and we'll put the Draugr Lord down. The Primus Fist we're going to have waiting in the wings so that the Abyssal Juggernaut can't get at it, because when this when the Abyssal Juggernaut kills a unit, it leaves a Shadow Creep tile behind. And, you know, a 3/6 for 4 is actually pretty beefy. So, yeah, pretty good unit. Kind of slow. It's not like, doesn't have a lot of pressure. You just have to play around it properly. And the good news is that Primus Shieldmaster is able to, because he moved it onto this space, I can move 2 spaces, and then move 2 more spaces, and skip over the Shadow Creep tile. So it's like I get to get the most value out of its movement, which is pretty cool. Silver Tongue Corsair could be interesting here. Another Demonic Lore. It's like that, huh? Okay. So now the Abyssal Juggernaut can move up 2 spaces and kill the Primus Fist, so that a Shadow Creep tile appears. Darn. Okay. Very good play by my opponent. If I move on to this space and kill the Abyssal Crawler, it'll leave a Shadow Creep tile behind and I'll take 3 damage for free. Bad news is that the Primus Shieldmaster, if it moves into range of the Abyssal Juggernaut, it'll get killed, and so then it'll leave another Shadow Creep behind. Chromatic Cold dispels a space and an enemy, so I can use it to get rid of Shadow Creep, but that's kind of... if I use Chromatic Cold here, I can move 2 spaces, and it doesn't create a shadow creep tile. Alright, so that's our play. And I'm still going to take some damage, but this allows me to move back towards my units, which is really good for me. And I've got the Silvertongue Corsair, but I don't want the Abyssal Juggernaut to do anything funny to it. So we're just going to place it here, and we'll end the turn. Sojourner, that's exactly what I wanted to see. Something I can just throw down in the middle of the fight. It'll take a couple hits and draw me some cards. So yeah, not too shabby. Normally, I have 3 Sojourners and 3 Cryogenesis, and normally, you know, drawing them in the early mid-game allows you to not run out of steam like this. I was able to put up a lot of pressure, but just Demonic Lore sort of delays my threats for a few turns. Fortunately for me, I'm able to kite back towards, and he's not going to be able to move over and place any more bodies in my way, because then he'll be in range of my units. And here comes the Shadow Nova. So I'll take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. And fortunately for me, he decided to play it right on my face instead of using it to take out my units here. Yeah, so I think that holding the aspect of the Fox probably isn't necessary anymore. So swap that out, see what we can get. 2 Sojourners, excellent. You can see how it's starting to restrict my movement a little bit. And I'm staggering my units a little bit so that the he has a harder time of hitting what he needs to with Shadow Creep. Luckily, these 2 spaces are surrounded by Shadow Creep tiles already, so if he plays Shadow Nova, it's sort of inefficient for him. And he's down to 3 cards in hand, so the odds of him having the next Shadow Nova isn't too likely. Normally, in Shadow Creep decks like this, because Shadow Nova itself is a 7 mana card, it only comes into play during the late game. Your opponent is going to want to play underneath your general and just use it for face burn damage. Fortunately for me, I still have a lot of units on the board, and if he doesn't draw that next Shadow Creep in time, Shadow Nova that is, in time, then I'll be able to make my way there. Unborn. Kill it. I don't care if he gets a Shadow Creep tile because I want to draw a card. Please let me draw a card. Alright. Deathfire Crescendo is pretty interesting. Demonic Lore. Okay, so he's moving the Draugr Lord here onto the Shadow Creep so that it dies and becomes an Ice Drake. So that's good for me, I guess. I don't think I need the well, the Silvertongue Corsair could be interesting. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this. I can use the Hearth Sister to swap the Abyssal Juggernaut away somewhere if I want to. So I'm just figuring out where I want to move it. Because right now it's a 7/9, and that's really troublesome for me. Yeah, let's Okay, so we're gonna get the Abyssal Juggernaut out of the way. Okay. I think that's good. So now we've actually managed to get some creatures into his face, and he's only drawing one card a turn. I want to get, if I can get like a Chromatic Cold or something, or my other aspect of the Fox for the Abyssal Juggernaut, because I didn't really see it as a threat, but now with the Deathfire Crescendo on it, I do need to draw an answer for it. Fortunately for me, he's not playing any other threats besides that. And just a quick note, I moved the Ice Drake down and away off of the Shadow Creep tiles, and I moved my General 2 back so that if he has another Shadow Nova, it doesn't hit both of us. Sojourner will be able to draw me a card. Emerald Rejuvenator. Okay. So first things first, let's draw a card. Emerald Rejuvenator of my own. Or do I want to play Jack's True Sight? Jack's True Sight's a risky bid because they aren't going to spawn in good spots, so we'll get rid of him. Oh, Aspect of the Fox, perfect. So we'll transform him first of all, summon the Emerald Rejuvenator, and then we'll just trade the Silvertongue Corsair into the Emerald Rejuvenator. Ice Drake is going to make his slow journey over to that corner. I've got two Heart Sisters in this deck. I used the one to swap the Abyssal Juggernaut away from his general so I can get some damage in. But if I can get another Heart Sister to swap the Ice Drake into the fight, then that'll be pretty good for me to finish this out. Fortunately, he's down to drawing one card a turn. So am I, but I have bodies on the board, and that's what matters. Even if you're top decking, as long as you have stuff on the field doing work for you, then you're able to sort of get by in top deck mode. And when you're in this state, it's not looking so good. Sojourner looks like it'll be able to draw me one more card as well. I might even actually use the Silvertongue Corsair to trade into the Fox. Pretty good positioning by my opponent. The Ice Drake isn't going to be able to come down to finish him either because of the Shadow Creep tile. Night Sorrow. Okay, so that's -1 card for me. Do I need the Dancing Blade? You know, this is pretty interesting. We're just going to play the Dancing Blade naked. Try to close this game out. Because we've got the, we're still on a timer because of the Shadow Nova. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tiles. So the second Shadow Nova will be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 tiles. So that'll be 12 damage. And so I've managed to corner him because the Silvertongue Corsair doesn't take damage from generals. So instead of trading into the Night Sorrow Assassin, I just hit him in the face with it because it stays alive and it forces him to make that trade. What he can do here is use the Night Sorrow Assassin to hit the Silvertongue Corsair, and then oh no! Why would you trade the 3/3 and not the 2/1? I guess he gets an extra body to block for him. Okay, no, he's going to trade the 2/1 into the 3/1. Okay, that makes sense. That makes more sense. Thought it was a misplay on his part, but looks like my opponent is still fighting. Ho ho ho. This would normally be a huge pain for me, but I have the answer. Aspect of the fox, baby. Now, do I want to hit him? Or do I want to take out the fox for pressure? Again, I hit him and it just forces him to make the trade. What happens if I don't kill the fox? Nothing. I don't really see a foreseeable way of him doing anything with that fox. The line was definitely a Hail Mary for him to try to draw some cards and fend off this onslaught. And so I move the Ice Drake down here instead of over, so that I'm able to kind of keep him contained in this little box here. Because if I just move the Ice Drake too forward, he might be able to move too back this way and then play bodies and then try to kite me back. This way, I'm able to just close the noose a lot better. Just tighten in on this corner. Man, this game is long. Holy moly. The top deck war. But this is one of the other reasons Draugr Lord comes in handy. Is because even though it died earlier, it died like, what, 5 turns ago? And that Ice Drake is slowly migrating its way. Yeah, see, it's forcing him to make that trade. And what have you got? Demonic Lore? Oh my goodness, you really hit it. Oh man. Okay, so that's Shadow Nova number 2, and he used it to take out that creature. Oh man. So let me send the Silvertongue Corsair on her long journey to the other end of the board. Oh, Jack's True Sight. Perfect. That's what I want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So if he has a third Shadow Nova, it'll hit me for 15 damage. And then we'll just be on opposite sides of the board, bleeding to death. I think, is this episode going to be just going to be this one battle? Is that's what it's come down to? Oh my goodness. This is one of the reasons nobody plays Shadow Nova decks, because your games stretch on for eternity. And oh man, there it is, the other Shadow Nova. So that's 3 Shadow Novas. He can't he can't hit me with any more of them. We're both bleeding to death, but I have the Jack's True Sight. Okay, so my opponent can win if he has... Oh my god, are you serious? Oh. Oh, that's heartbreaking. That is so heartbreaking. Also, shoutouts to Diamond Rank. All right, let's not stew on it. Let's hop right back in. I don't want to. Oh man. But what I was going to say is that normally Shadow Nova decks lose when they run into the ultra late game like that, because other factions like Lionar and Magmar they have way stronger late game. Jack's True Sight was a misplay. It was incorrect. I can't believe it. Okay, so we don't need Emerald Rejuvenator right off the bat. This is a nice little kit and caboodle. Ooh, okay. Now we got Jaxi Primus Fist opening instead of Silver Tongue opening. Oh, man. That game. Okay, let's move on. We're in a new match. New match. Okay, so moving forward here, do I want to do that opening? I suppose so. It gives us, we're taking advantage of the same coin flip as before, where the Windblade Adept can trade into the Jaxi, and then the Mini Jax gets the 50-50 of spawning in a safe corner. And putting the Primus Fist here makes it so that his general can't move forward and kill the Mini Jax and do something else. Lasting Judgment. Okay, so is he just going to leave it alive for a turn? No, he is going to kill it. That's actually really good for me because he moved forward. It makes it so that all 4 possible spawns were safe. More good news is that we can cryogenesis this fellow, and we can take out this Windblade Adept even though it is not Zealed. Well, because it's not Zealed, I mean to say. We're only going to take 2 damage instead of 4. And I could maximize my mana by playing this Snow Chaser, but what does that net me? I suppose we will, like I said, just to maximize the mana. And hopefully we'll be able to infiltrate it. We'll see. Okay, he's going for the mana instead of trying to take out that Mini Jax. Ironcliff. Okay, so there's the Ironcliff. We've got the answer. And so that Snow Chaser did come in handy to take that out. And we're going to trade the Snow Chaser, even though we don't get the Infiltrate. It doesn't come back to our hand. We get to keep this Mini Jax alive. Pretty good turn by my opponent, though, going down for the mana to ramp up into Ironcliff Guardian. And of course, we're holding on to the Chromatic Cold as an answer for the next big threat. Ooh. I can actually keep the Silver Tongue Corsair alive by making this play. We'll go Dancing Blades to do 3 damage. Then I attack, Mini Jax finishes it off. Excellent. We're going to move the Silver Tongue Corsair this way so that it doesn't get caught up in any Holy Immolation shenanigans. And you see I could just hit him and it stays alive as a 3-3. And this is what makes Silver Tongue Corsair so good in situations like this, where you're able to continuously pressure your opponent. And there's the next big threat, ladies and gentlemen, Helix Stormblade. We have the Chromatic Cold for it. That makes it into a 7/5. The Dancing Blades will trade into it, and the Mini Jax will finish it off. The Silver Tongue Corsair moves up to attack, and it still lives. And then we've got the Sojourner in play to hopefully refuel us. Oh, man. So that opening hand that I kept really came in handy. Nice top deck answers. And I'm still at 15 HP, even after all this time, all this back and forth. Because I've been having to finish off these trades myself. Holy Immolation? Holy Immolation? Yep. Is he going to attack the Sojourner, though? Yep, let me draw that card. Alright, cool. Hmm. Let's see. I can go Chromatic Cold into General Attack into Mini Jacks to finish it off, and then summon the Archon Spellbinder. And I'm wondering if that is a bad use of resources, because I have a feeling I'm going to want this Chromatic Cold. And if I summon the Archon Spellbinder, he has a chance to Divine Bond, and then, or like another Holy Immolation. So I think that, based on the current board state, this is the play that is going to get me the highest chance of closing it out, because he's played a lot of big threats. And so I get to play the Archon Spellbinder onto the board in such a way that there's no like combination of shenanigans with the Silverguard Knight that could take it out. Arclight Regalia. Okay. So, good news is that the Archon Spellbinder one-shots that. We can play the Sojourner and Primus Fist. We'll hit him for kicks. It's not going to do anything because of Arclight Regalia. Now, buffing the Sojourner is actually pretty good here, because Sojourner needs its damage. It needs to inflict damage in order for its effect to activate. Even if it attacks something, if it doesn't do damage, then you aren't going to draw a card. Buffing it to a 3 attack minion makes it so that it can go through the effect of Arclight Regalia, which the first time your general takes is supposed to take damage, you negate 2 of it. And because Sojourner only normally has 1 attack, you would attack the general, not do any damage, not draw a card, and then take strike back damage, which would be no bueno. Grandmaster Zir is pretty interesting, because if his general dies, then Grandmaster Zir takes over for him. So I want to silence Grandmaster Zir before I do anything. But let's move in the Sojourner to attack. Take a charge off of the Arclight Regalia. Now, I've got the Hearth Sister. And I can break the Arclight Regalia, or do a lot of damage to Grandmaster Zir in anticipation of him doing something. Well, I've got the Primus Shieldmaster, so I think that that is the proper play. Is to break the Arclight Regalia. Alright. So, now he can hit the Primus Shieldmaster. It'll KO him, and then Grandmaster Zir becomes his general. He'll basically transform into a 5/12. And I've got 7... Okay, so Lasting Judgment to kill that. And then Primus Shieldmaster will still survive if he wants to trade into it. So, are you going to... Nope. So you see, either I'm slowly just weakening them both. I'm treating it as though he healed 12 HP. It's kind of whatever. If I can get a Chromatic Cold to kill the Grandmaster Zir. Nope, he's going to make the trade. Okay. So now he is a 5/9, and he's got the Iron Cliff in front of him. I'm going to use the Sojourner to draw a card, that's for sure. And he has no cards in hand. He'll draw 1 card at the end of his turn, and I just need to inflict 9 damage to him. I don't think he realized that. Okay, so talking strategy going into these next few turns. Sojourner is going to attack the Ironcliff Guardian. That's 3. Now, if the Dancing Blades goes in, that would be 3, 6, 7, 8. I'd have enough to take out the Ironcliff if I trade everything into it and use the Dancing Blades. So, we'll see if the Sojourner draws anything useful. Cryogenesis. Now, Grandmaster Zir can be targeted by spells like Cryogenesis before it becomes a general. Since Cryogenesis only hits minions, it isn't going to affect Grandmaster Zir any longer. He becomes an invalid target. Good news for us, though, is that the Cryogenesis is just what we need to do damage to finish off this Ironcliff and get our draw. We got the Draugr Lord. So we got our big guy in play, and Mini Jack's doing things. I guess I'll just stay where I am. One of my dilemmas was, do I want to run away? Is there anything he can do? Do I want to move closer to my units so that they can help me if he drops like another Ironcliff or something on me? So, and Grandmaster Zir's he's a 5/8, so it's like he has a permanent +3 artifact equipped. Bone Reaper. Alright. Okay. So, that's a pretty beefy provoke. Don't want none of that. I'm going to retreat because you can Divine Bond this thing, and then it's no fun for anybody. We'll replace the Archon Spellbinder just to see if I have an answer. And we do. Not the answer I was hoping for, but we can, we'll use the Mini Jacks to do the 1 damage. Then we'll Hearth Sister the Bone Reaper, move forward, and that's us. He's got 1 card, and we've got him fully surrounded. You saw as well, Dancing Blade's effect didn't proc because, again, Grandmaster Zir doesn't count as a minion any longer. So he's gonna need to have top decked another provoke. Holy moly! Did he ever top deck a provoke? So my Mini Jax is gonna die to Bone Reaper's effect. Let's see, and I've got Cryogenesis in my hand. So Cryogenesis does 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so we got him. We got him. Could you please end your turn, sir? He's just BMing me, I think. He's like, man, I can't believe Grandmaster Zir didn't come through for me. I'm just gonna waste this guy's time now. Oh man. I got into a match a long time ago versus a guy where anytime I would take like more than 15 seconds to make my turn, he would just keep spamming the sleepy face. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just telling you. That's what happened. So we've got Rope City going on here. And pretty good match. Helped me get over the crazy heartbreak of that last one. You don't even run into Shadow Nova decks that often, but oh man, this was a snooze fest, guys. I'm really sorry. We got like 2 of the most boring matches back to back. There was another match back, in before the patch, what was it, 6.1, where I was going up against a Lionar General that had like Grandmaster Zir and all this stuff. Ended up having like 60 HP or something, and that match dragged on for forever. So 2 extremely long matches back to back. Hopefully you learned a little something something, and I will see you next time. You have a good one, and before I sign off, leave me some suggestions for factions that you guys would like to see in the next video. Okay? Have a good one.